let's talk about Heroes of Newerth, okay? Heroes of Newerth. What is Heroes of Newerth? Heroes of Newerth is a game that came out before Dota 2, after Dota. It was part of the original people who made the original Dota map for Warcraft 3. Now, back in the day, there I was, young me, playing on, Warcraft custom maps, and there'd be like 20 lobbies of this shit. And I started playing it because, man, back then I really did feel like if you didn't play Dota, you weren't playing many games because, there's Line Tower Wars and a bunch of others, and there was very few games being played. Like, if you said the percentage, it was like 60% Dota, and then you had to wait longer for other games to fill up, and then sometimes people would just hit go and just go and play. You had your Winter Wars, there's so many different maps, but one of the ones that did really well was Dota. Took over the entire scene. Well, there was a team of 4 people. They split up. I believe 2 of them went to League of Legends. One of them went to Heroes of Newerth, and one of them went to Dota. Okay, so their team split up because they had a falling out. What was that falling out? Well, the kind of terms of service that they had back then for Blizzard's editing stuff was not fantastic. It is not as egregious as it is now, because right now it's disgusting. They wanted to literally own everything that you make because they're pieces of shit. They're absolute pieces of shit. And it's just not safe to make anything in there and actually have fun. But they wanted to have a future. They've made this game, they care about this game, and it became way more than just some custom map. And they wanted to make a different game. But they had different opinions on how to do that. Specifically, League wanted to go really far away from the original formula, and they wanted to introduce more RPG-like mechanics rather than Dota-specific mechanics and the way that the scaling worked that was more accustomed to Warcraft and stuff like that. They wanted more RPG-related mechanics. They wanted it more focused on streamlining it, simplicity. They didn't want... they want it to be focused, but different. They didn't want to keep it the same. They wanted it so different that basically they couldn't be sued. They knew that they were totally safe. So, Dota 2 wanted to stay absolutely true to the game as much as they could in a new engine where they could sell it, they could make money, and they can go further. Heroes of Newerth is like the middle ground between the two. They wanted to keep things similar to Dota, but expand upon it and go further in the direction that League went. Now, Dota had significant problems with IP and getting the rights to stuff and doing stuff because guess what? They were right. The IPs had problems. Well, League of Legends didn't have those problems. In fact, they got $400 million worth of investment pretty quick. But that's just the backstory. That's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about Heroes of Newerth. Heroes of Newerth was shut down. And in my opinion, Heroes of Newerth was superior in many ways, but never got the same chances as the other two companies. Heroes of Newerth really is, in my opinion, the funner option because what they did was they didn't restrict players. They gave people crazy ways to play, and they said have fun. They didn't restrict and deny access to players like League does. When there's an abusive mechanic, you say abusive, that's what they call it. When there's something that comes up in League where everyone's having a lot of fun, they like to take that away. They do not like players to enjoy something that is just wonky, overpowered, or whatever. You have about 2 weeks and they fix it. Now in Dota, it's understood that characters play different and wacky things can happen. And that was the coolest thing about Dota, was there was so many different builds and so many different champions and so many different things can happen. And when League streamlined everything, essentially what they did was limit choice, but increase playability. Because when you go into Dota, some characters could have 6 abilities, some characters could have, fucking no abilities. Some people, and the item combinations and the way that you buy things and the way that you do things is so different from League. League just wanted to make it simple for new people who had never played a MOBA before, because they understood that most people haven't. So they grew the fastest for being the easier to understand MOBA and completely define the entire genre. Here's Newerth is, again, that middle ground. I think that they did a really good job of keeping it fun, not taking away choices, and, just going through all that. Now, why they failed? I mean, quite frankly, they really gave it a really good shot. Okay, they pushed it and pushed it and pushed it as far as they could. But it started as a pay-to-play game, where the others didn't. And it just, I'm telling you, it never really got out of the gate in terms of the fact that it was always hindered by small choices they made when they made them, when other games were doing very well. Now, we all remember that a bunch of MOBAs came out and completely failed one after another because they couldn't replace League or Dota. Well, Heroes struggled for a long time, and they eventually shut their doors. Well, it seems that a new company or a new entity has purchased Heroes of Newerth and wants to bring it back. So that's what they're doing. They're bringing it back. Now, you can play. Right now, you can play. It is up and working and playable. It is back. It is in a testing state. It is not completely ready. But I do think that people who are interested in this game and interested in getting out of Dota and getting out of League and want some place to play that's much funner and more interesting. And I know it's hard to hear this, but League has been nerfed into the ground. They've made it so easy that the skill difference between any two players is so small that we have to debate whether an iron player, is the same rank as gold, essentially, but with minor details. I'm saying this is going to piss a lot of people off to hear, but League restricts fun. Anytime anything is fun, they take it away. And Dota, let's be honest, it's a little complicated. They left a lot of the complicated systems from the original Dota, thinking that older players from that game would come to their game and they would instantly feel like, oh, okay, yeah, this feels exactly like Dota, but it looks better, it's cleaner, these are my champions, yeah, I know how to do this. But they've completely failed on the new player experience. It's very hard. It's very intimidating to get into Dota. Whereas League, you really can download it, play it, It's got fun modes. It's got stuff to get you. It's got absolutely stuff in it to get you going and get you addicted and get you playing and get you learning. And Dota just does not have that same experience. Plus, I want to talk about the menu system in Heroes of Newerth. That really held them back, and Dota as well. The menus are fucking atrocious. Okay, they're absolutely dog shit. Now, I don't know about Dota recently, but I know that when that game came out and when this game came out, man, it's so hard to just navigate where you want to go. And then Dota eventually got to a point where, it's selling tickets and doing this items and that stuff and this stuff, and it's just crap on top of crap on top of crap. Now, I don't know how much Heroes of Newerth is going to change, but their menus are pretty bad too. I do think that people should give this a shot, and if they like it, that's fantastic. It is easier than Dota, and it is flexibly harder than League. But overall, it's also simplified more than Dota is. But the items in it and the stuff that you can do are just fun. It's so fun. And in League now, you can't even do that. You can't have fun. If you have too much fun, you're getting a ban. You're trolling. It's like, dude, I want to say this so people understand. It is a video game. It is meant to be a thing that you play for fun. Okay? And I realize that there's ranked, and I realize that there's all types of stuff like that. And that's fine. You play ranked, whatever. But the fact that we've now degraded ourselves into thinking that ranked means that we're not allowed to have fun, it's like, okay, well, why was Dota always fun? The original Dota, why was it always fun? And then they put a ranking system in there. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just saying we're at this little impasse or crossroads. What do you want to call it? All I'm saying here is Heroes of Newerth is out again. And if you are a person who is interested in League or Dota, you should really give this a shot and really just get to experience it while it's available, because I have a feeling that people are very fickle. And I don't know what this game is going to do. I feel like Dota and League communities have been pissed off for a while. And I feel like there could be an instance here where we see this game pop off. I hope it does. It was a very fun game, and it was by, the same people who made Dota. And I just think everyone should give it a shot. But I'm just throwing this up here so everyone knows that it's live, it's playable, it's back. We're back, baby. All right. I'll comment on any comment that y'all make under the video. Like, I reply to every single one. And I will see you in the next one.